it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Saturday, July 23rd. So we had the moon go void, of course, late last evening. And of course, we are moving out of that Tauran energy and we are moving into Gemini energy. We lock into this Gemini energy 1:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This particular energy is going to pique our curiosity. We are attempting to get our heart and head on the same page. We are kind of triggering our internal narrative in order to be a little bit more articulate and communicative, to be able to express ourselves and connect in conversations that stimulate the mind. Now, we just, and I mean just, moved into Leo season. So we are in a fire energy now. And of course, Mercury is in Leo already, another fire energy. And we are definitely using this fire energy to lift our spirits, to be a little bit more positive and optimistic and confident. We are looking to share ourselves, share our stories, speak our truth, and use our voice to be heard. The moon that rules over our emotions and our unconscious self is now actively trying to align with our mental plane that Mercury and Gemini energy rules over. This is why I say we're in an attempt to get our heart and head on the same page. So we have 8 different aspects taking place here today, and 6 of them involve the moon. So the very first aspect that the moon in Gemini is going to make is a positive interaction with the sun. This is beautiful because, as you know, the sun is now in Leo. If you have not listened to Leo season's astro forecast, I'm going to recommend you do that. We have a full jam-packed 4 weeks of aligning with our heart space, being bold and brave and courageous, putting ourselves out there, and really standing in our individual unique isms. So the moon in Gemini, in air energy, mixing with the sun in Leo. The sun rules over Leo, by the way, so this is a powerhouse fire energy, is a little bit like the campfire analogy that I use very often. You need to have balanced oxygen with that flame, with that spark, in order to have a controlled fire. When we talk about air energy and that oxygen element, we're talking about thoughts, we're talking about ideas, mental stimulation, communication, that type of intellect. When we talk about fire, we're talking about initiation, we're talking about passion, we're talking about a new spark, new desire, new fire that is really inspiring us and motivating us to be different, to do different things, to align with a new heart and soul desire. So having the moon interact with the sun in this way, we always have the moon highlighting our emotions, our intuition, and the past, while the sun shines a bright light on the future and what we need to do in this present moment in order to embody the qualities and characteristics of this Leo energy in order to set the stage for new passions, for new desires. Having the moon interact with the sun in this way is leaving us in this present moment where we are blending our thoughts, our ideas, our dreams, our visions with our heart space, really trying to see where it is that we are aligned and unaligned in order for us to make a change. Of course, it has to happen in the mental plane first, the emotion second, in order to engage the physical body to take the action and make the moves in our physical realms third. So we got that going for us. The moon is going to semi-square Chiron, though. Chiron just fresh into his retrograde on the 19th. If you haven't listened to that astro forecast, I'm going to recommend you do that. We are in a 5-month journey of inner healing. Chiron, the wounded healer, in a retrograde gives us time to take a time out, a step back, to reflect on how our mental health is doing, how those wounds are doing, how we are actively trying to be better and improve, grow in our healing journey, and where it is that maybe we have to adopt new therapies, new modalities, new routines, new support systems in order to actually create a more healing-like environment. So the moon interacting with Chiron in this way is definitely triggering the feels as far as whatever the sun and the moon just illuminated that is unaligned with our heart and our head. This unalignment needs all of our attention. We need to figure out, first of all, if there's a chance to get these conflicting thoughts and feelings on the same page. And if there is, how are we going to do that? And if there's not, we need to figure out what the A, root problem of that is, where it stems from, and B, what the solution can be. And, you know, Chiron, being the wounded healer, yes, needs us to see the wounds, to feel the wounds in order to heal them, but also has the wisdom, the resources within us in order to heal said wounds. We just have to bring them into our awareness and into our attention. So the sun is going to make a very positive interaction with Uranus. Uranus is the great awakener. He likes to shake us up. He likes to give us aha moments from the higher realms of intellect. He likes to basically zap our central nervous system, disrupt us in every way possible, especially in our physical circumstances, seeing that he is in Taurus energy. So a disruption to our plans, our routines, our relationships, our money matters, our goals, our visions, whatever the case may be. This Uranian energy is here to shake things up in order for us to recognize A, where the foundation that we thought was strong enough to house the dreams that we're currently looking to build is not strong enough, where there's cracks in that foundation, and B, where it is that maybe we need to be open-minded and shift our perspective and our understanding into a new paradigm that allows us to change and be more adaptable to new methods, new behaviors, new circumstances. However this energy is manifesting for you, just understand that it is going to come with a lot of central nervous system activity. The sun in Leo, very passionate, very bold, very courageous, wants to make a dramatic change, wants to stand in one's truth, wants to follow the heart instead of the head, is blending its energies with this electric Uranian energy in order for us to have the bravery and courage that we need to make a change, make it fast, make it easy, make it painless. We have Mercury, the ruler over the moon in Gemini, trining, blending its energies with Jupiter, the planet of growth, expansion, belief, and abundance, who is currently stationary, preparing to go retrograde later on in the week. Actually hours after we have our new moon in Leo. And Jupiter is in Aries, so we will be backtracking through the life lessons that we've learned thus far since, I believe, May, when we first dipped into that Aries energy. We will be retracing our steps. But Mercury being in Leo, being the ruler over our heart space at the present moment as well, with the moon in Gemini, trining Jupiter, who is in Aries, is going to give us a lot of organization with our great big thoughts, our huge ideas, our dreams, our visions. It's also going to make us hypersensitive to be able to recognize thought patterns, behavioral patterns, where it is that we're on autopilot, not consciously aware of what it is that we're even doing. This particular energy is going to help us boost our attention span, boost our confidence. It will kind of inspire us to renew our faith, especially within ourselves. It is going to put us in a very social situation where through conversations or interactions, we're going to see a different side, a brighter look, if you will, on our situation. We are going to kind of feel a little bit more hopeful about the future, especially compared to the last little chunk of time. And for the most part, this Leo energy is just making us trust in ourselves, in the future, in the universe, in the cosmos a little bit more, because of course the Leo energy is the heart and soul of the zodiac, and we're getting raw, we're getting authentic, we're getting vulnerable, we're getting aligned with the heart and soul of the matter. So this particular aspect is probably going to be the most beneficial aspect of the day and really kind of open up our minds to a little bit more of a positive outlook and a positive narrative. The moon will be bumping into Venus in not the nicest way. Let me just say this. The way that this is kind of unfolding, it is likely going to come as a trigger, as an activation from the outside world, likely one of our personal relationships. The moon in Gemini wants to ask a million questions. And of course, this Gemini energy needs to debate everything out because Gemini energy provides us with two very extreme points of view, choices, decisions, paths, options, in order for us to debate it out and find a comfortable middle ground. Venus is over here in Cancer, though. She's very emotional, very, very defensive, very protective, very nostalgic, very attached to the past. And this particular situation where it is popping off outside of our control and where it is kind of affecting a personal relationship, it wouldn't surprise me if we are hearing, again, because Mercury is in Leo, wanting to be heard, wanting to tell stories and speak our truth and to truly express ourselves. It wouldn't surprise me if we are hearing the truth of the matter coming from a personal relationship that is going to basically trigger a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions in our heart space. Now, this situation is likely going to put us at odds, not only with this individual, but within ourselves, because now we don't know what we want from this situation. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know what we need. We don't know what we desire. We don't know how to move forward. What we do know is that it is uncomfortable. What we do know is that we have more questions than we do answers. And what we also know is that this is an absolutely necessary part of the process of feeling a little bit mixed up and crazy and chaotic in order for us to gain the most amount of clarity. The moon will be interacting with Neptune. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces in its place of power. And this particular energy is amazing because this Piscean energy, water energy, with the Gemini energy, which is air energy, is where electricity gets channeled the best. So what does this mean? Well, we tap into the Neptune energy that rules over our dreams, our creativity, our imagination, our intuition. We are kind of off in la-la land, in imaginary land, trying to conjure up a reality that may be a little bit more fitting than the reality in which we're currently living. We're a little bit more realistic in doing so, just because Neptune is a little bit, more focused on the reality of things being retrograde. But what we know to be true is that when we hold a vision, and we're able to infuse it with an emotion, spark it with interest, what happens is that we have 2 out of the 3 parts of manifesting already down pat. The moon in Gemini is trying to channel our vision, our dreams, our intuition that's coming from this Neptune and Pisces energy into our mental plane, first and foremost, because that's where we have to make sense of it, and then dropping it into the heart space that the moon rules over in order to kind of mull over how it is that we feel about it, debate it out, the pros and cons, ask the right questions. And this is where our heart and our head work in tandem in order to actually bring some of these higher mind insights into our physical body. And of course, we are the conduit. Our physical body is the channel in order to actually manifest it here in this physical realm. The moon is going to sextile Jupiter. This is a beautiful energy. First of all, sextile is a blending of energy. We harmonize these energies together in order to create a beautiful point of change. The moon in Gemini, blending its energies with Jupiter, who of course just wants us to grow, who wants us to expand, who wants us to really be sitting in a brand new belief system. This, to me, screams that we are having a huge change of both heart and head where it comes to our own opportunities, where we're believing in ourselves, where we are kind of, lacking the confidence, the clarity that we need in order to improve and progress, to push ourselves forward. Keep in mind, Jupiter, who turns the volume up on everything, who magnifies everything to its 9th degree, is really putting a huge emphasis on getting our heart and head on the same page so that we can then engage the physical body body in order to take the action, to make the transformations, to make the moves in our physical realm needed in order to start bringing our internal realm into existence. This is a beautiful thing. And as we get closer to the new moon in Leo later on this week, we are going to see more and more chances and opportunities for us to boss up in our physical realm and actually initiate those changes that we know in our inner realm have to be made. We wrap the day up with the moon sextiling Mercury, the ruler over the moon in Gemini. What do we know about this? Well, first of all, this is the heart and head getting on the same page. Not only that, this is the heart and head aligning so deeply with one another that we're able to actually speak on it. We're able to share our thoughts, share our emotions, share our ideas. Again, Mercury is in Leo energy. We are thinking bold. We are thinking brave. We are thinking big. We have big ideas, big visions, big dreams. We are also in the mood to be heard, to speak our truth, to fully express ourselves. We are very social. We want to entertain. We want that attention. And so with the moon, our emotions, our intuition, our inner realm, with Mercury, our mental plane, our information, and the way that we communicate ourselves in fiery, passionate, stand out from the crowd Leo, you best believe that we are going to have an opportunity in order to speak our truth, to let some of the things that we've been sitting on in our inner realm actually leave our mouths. Now, let me just be a little bit of a reminder here. What you speak out of your mouth is a spell. It is powerful. You have the ability to create something, to lock something in the cosmos by allowing it to have a vibration and frequency that your vocal cords give it in order for it to leave your inner realm and become real in existence outside of you. We have to be very careful with our words. Yes, the inner narrative is important as well. But right now, being in the heart and soul of the zodiac, being in an experimental phase as we approach the Lionsgate portal where we're able to jump timelines and sign new soul contracts, you want to be impeccable with your words. Be very cautiously aware of the words that you allow to leave your mouth. And for goodness sakes, keep it in the positive, most optimistic, confident tone possible. If you have something negative to say about yourself or someone else that you do not mean, please keep it in the inner realm narrative where it doesn't have as much power to manifest. We do not want to be cursing people. We sure as hell don't want to be cursing ourselves. We have to be a little bit more mindful of the power that our voice and words have.